na mag-English naman. Sapagkat mayroong isang abogado dito, ininsulto ang isang member ng Quadcom na hindi raw marunong mag-English. Gusto ko pong sabihin sa abogadong yan na ako po ay marunong mag-English. Baka mas marunong pa ako sa kanya mag-English. Ito po ang opening remarks ko sa ating Senior Deputy Speaker, sa ating Deputy Speaker, sa aking mga co-chairs, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, at mga kababayan. Today marks a significant development in our ongoing inquiry. Gusto ko yung abogado natin na nang insulto dito sa isang member natin dito, makinig na mabuti at i-correct niya ang English ko kung kinakailangan. For the first time, former President Rodrigo Duterte will appear before this committee to answer questions posed by his members. I would like to begin by thanking him for his presence. Thank you, Mr. President, for coming here. Rest assured po that Congress recognizes your role as our former president, and we will extend to you the respect that the position deserves. Maraming salamat po. Respect, but not deference, Mr. Chairman. However, my friends, colleagues, let me draw a clear line here. While we should be respectful, we cannot be differential. Mga kababayan, watching today with us, it is important to stress that respect and deference are two different things. It is vital that we, as representatives of the people, remember that distinction, because our ultimate allegiance is not to any one individual, no matter how high their office. We answer to a power greater than any president. We answer to the Filipino people and to God. As Scripture reminds us in Romans 10:3, and I quote, "Since they did not know the righteousness of God and sought to establish their own, they did not submit to God's righteousness." Our fidelity belongs to the Lord alone. Our mission is to seek the truth, and we shall not be swayed from that path. As we have said time and time again, we have organized this inquiry with a solemn purpose to recommend avenues for justice to be served, seek accountability, and uncover the truth as we adhere to the rules of inquiry in aid of legislation. And inherent to this is our moral obligation to stop the vicious cycle of extrajudicial killings against our people who cannot defend themselves, to stop the blatant violations of our Constitution and our laws by scheming individuals and criminal syndicates, and to abate the social menace of illegal drugs. It is our sincere hope that the former President's presence here today will aid this objective, not hinder it. Today, we ask everyone here, including the former President, to speak openly and honestly, as this inquiry's goal is not to cast blame for its own sake, but to serve the cause of justice. Mr. Chairman, marahil po, hindi na ako nakikilala ng ating former President. Magpapakilala po muli ako. Mr. President, ako po si Bishop Benny Abante, ang Pangulo ng Bible Believers League for Morality and Democracy, na mayroong 6,000 churches sa buong mundo. Kung naalala niyo, Mr. President, bago kayo tumakbo and you were still deciding to run, I was invited by a common friend to meet with you. And we did at the Fairmont Hotel in Makati. I hope that you would remember that. With me are two pastors, and we prayed together. I prayed for you, asking the Lord to give you the right decision to run for the presidency. I do not know you from Adam, Mr. President. But I believe in your cause. I believe in your plan. And because of this, Mr. President, I work hard to campaign for you. Many of the pastors of the Baptist community voted for you. Gusto ko pong marinig ito ng mga DDS trolls at DDS vloggers na tumitira sa amin at sinisira ang aking reputasyon. Gusto kong sabihin sa kanila, ilang boto ba ang ibinigay nyo kay former President? Ako po, Mr. President, libu-libong boto ang binigay namin sa inyo. Nagpasalamat ba kayo sa akin? Hindi. Nilapitan niyo po ba ako? Hindi. Mabuti pa ni Senator Bongo, Mr. President, nagpunta sa aking simbahan at nagpasalamat sapagkat sinuportahan namin kayo at siya, Mr. President. Now, gusto kong sabihin po dito sa Quadcom na ito, ako ba'y lumapit sa inyo para humingi ng pabor? Hindi po. Ako ba'y lumapit sa inyo para magrekomenda ng justice, magrekomenda ng general, magrekomenda ng cabinet secretary? Hindi po. Hindi ako nagpunta ng Malacanang nung kayo nanunungkulan sa loob ng 6 na taon. Isang beses lang. Ako po ay nagsabi kay Senator Bongo, kung maaari na makapag-usap po tayo. Pumayag po siya. At nag-usap po tayo, if you would remember that, Mr. President. Nag-usap tayo confidentially. Ano pong ginawa ko? Binuksan ko po ang Biblia. Ipinakita ko sa inyo na walang ibang tagapagligtas kundi ang Panginoong Kristo. Ipinakita ko sa inyo ang maaaring magbago ng buhay natin, walang iba kundi ang ating Panginoon. Sinabi ko sa inyo ang nakalagay sa John 3:16, for God so loved the world, that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Binantayan ko ang inyong panunungkulan. Nakita ko na maganda ang plano nyo. Nakita ko po, Mr. Chair, na ayaw ng Pangulo na itong bansang Pilipinas mahulog sa kamay ng mga drug lords at drug traffickers. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Nagsimula kayo ng war on drugs. Kami mga kapastoran, bilib po sa inyo, sa inyong ginawa. Sabi nyo, 6 months lang, kaya nyo tapusin ang war on drugs na ito. Inabot po kayo ng 6 na taon. Hanggang ngayon, meron po tayong war on drugs. Hindi po namin nakalain, Mr. President, na sa war on drugs na yan, mamamatay ang more than 30,000, Mr. President. Hindi ko akalain na more than 7,000 na mga drug pushers ang mamamatay sa kamay ng mga kapulisan at sa kamay ng mga riding in tandem. At sinabi po ng ating ibang kapulisan, at gusto kong sabihin, hindi po lahat ng kapulisan, sapagkat ang karamihan po ng ating kapulisan, mabubuting tao at nais protektahan ang bansang ito. Pero ang ilang mga pulis pumatay po. At dito nag-testify ang ilan na mayroong reward system na inyong itinanggi nung kayo ay nag-testify under oath doon sa Senado. Ngayon po, bilang bishop po ng Bible Mode, hindi ko akalain na kinakailangan pumatay tayo ng more than 30,000 people para masugpo po ang drugs sa atin. Aba, Mr. Chair, talo pa natin ang Mexico. Sapagkat ng Mexico, nakita ko wala pang 10,000 namatay. Talo pa natin ng Colombia. Naging killing fields po ang Pilipinas nung panahon ninyo, nung kayo nanunungkulan. Naniniwala po kami na dapat hindi manatili ang drugs dito sa ating lipunan. Subalit, hindi po ako naniniwala na dapat tayong pumatay ng more than 30,000 people. Dahilan dito, pinatay si Kian Alejandro. Ano ang kasalanan niya? Pinatay ang isang 3-year-old na bata na nahagip ng stray bullet dahilan pumatay sa isang drug pusher. Pinatay ang 9-year-old na bata doon sa Caloocan, Mr. President, Mr. Chair. Ang kanyang bala ay nandun pa sa kanyang katawan nung siya'y nilibing. Subalit anong sabi ng funeral service? siya po'y namatay dahil sa pneumonia. Pinatay po ang isang driver ng tricycle driver sapagkat sinakay niya ang isang drug pusher. Yung drug pusher pinatay, pero yung driver ng tricycle pinatay din, Mr. President. Hindi niyo po alam to. Hindi niyo po alam to. Ngayon, meron pong isa dahil sa tokhang kumatok sa isang pintuan, hinanap ang isang taong nagngangalampilo na isang drug pusher. Hindi nakita. Pinatay. Yung pinagtanungan. Yung pilo, buhay pa, Mr. President, Mr. Chair. At naglalako pa, palagay ko, ng drugs ngayon. Hindi ko po maintindihan to. Hindi ko po maunawaan kung bakit ganon. Samantalang sinuportahan kayo ng maraming pastor ng Baptist community. Ang ilang mga kapastoran po nandito at ilang mga pastor namin nanonood ngayon at pinapakinggan ang aking tinig, Mr. Chair. Ako po ay binabas araw-araw ng mga bashers ng DDS troll, ng DDS vloggers. Minumura itong taong ito. Sinisira ang aking reputasyon. Minumura po ako ng katulad ng inyong pagmumura, Mr. President. Hindi ko akalain kung bakit gagawin nila yan. Ang tanong ko, ilang boto ba ang ibinigay ng mga DDS vloggers sa inyo? Gusto kong sabihin sa inyo, I can testify on this, na libu-libong boto ang nakuha nyo sa Baptist community at hindi ako humiling ng anumang pabor sa inyo, Mr. President. In fact, kung naalala nyo, Mr. President, sinabi ko kay Senator Bongo na nais kitang imbitahan sa aming selebrasyon ng National Baptist Day, Mr. President. Diendo ko lang po yung pakikipag-usap na ito ni Delga sa ating presidente para po makapakinig po sa akin ng tama. Inimbitahan ko kayo. Nagpunta ho kayo, Mr. President. Doon po sa SMX, nakita nyo ang 7,000 na mga Baptist leaders na nakinig po sa inyo. Sa inyong speech, Mr. President. Oo. Doon po sa speech ninyo, sa harapan po ng mga bishop at ng mga pastor, nagmumura kayo. Pinagbigyan po namin kayo. Kahit na hindi maganda sa amin makarinig ng mura, pinagbigyan po namin kayo dahil kayo ang Pangulo at dapat namin kayong irespeto, Mr. President. Andito ho ako, nakaupo sa harapan nyo. Nagpapasalamat sa pagkakataong ito na masabi ko ng buong katapatan sa inyo ang ginawa ng more than 6,000 na mga kapastoran ng Bible Mode para sa inyong eleksyon bilang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Nung akin pong nag-file ako ng bill, Mr. President, yung pong tinatawag nating Republic Act 11897, an act declaring the second Thursday of January of every year as special working holiday to be known as National Baptist Day. Sinuportahan po ito ng lahat ng mga congressman. Sinuportahan po ito ng lahat ng mga senador. Okay. At nilagay po sa inyong opisina. Pinirmahan nyo ba ang bill na yan? Hindi po. Naging batas yan because it lapsed into law after 30 days. Pero, okay lang po sa amin yun. Okay lang po sa amin yun. Yun na lang siguro ang maaaring pasalamat ninyo, Mr. President, sa amin. Bilang pagboto namin sa inyo ng mga libo-libo mga Baptist leaders at Baptist members sa buong kapuluan. Hanggang ngayon, nirerespeto po kayo ng aming kapastoran. Hanggang ngayon, pati yung kapastoran po namin sa Mindanao, ginagalang kayo. Marami kami pastor sa Davao na ginagalang po kayo. Bakit po? Sapagkat kayo ay naging Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Ang kahilingan lang po namin dito, Mr. President, habang kayo po ay kinakausap namin ngayong umaga, ang kahilingan lang po namin dito ay sana po naman respetuhin po ninyo ang Quadcom hearing na ito sa pamamagitan ng hindi paggamit ng mga vulgar words. Mr. President. Sapagkat gusto kong sabihin sa inyo bilang warning na kapag kayo po ay nagmura sa Quadcom hearing na ito, I will make a point of order on you. Meron po akong patayan na batas sa tinatawag po nating disturbance of proceedings. Gusto kong basahin do po sa Psalms 109, 17 to 18 and 28. Hindi ko alam kung naniniwala kayo sa Diyos. Hindi ko alam kung naniniwala kayo sa Biblia. Samantalang sa isang pagkakataon, tinawag niyo ang Diyos na stupid, Mr. President. Tinanggap po namin yan sa pagkayo Pangulo. Oo. At nagpapasalamat ako. Hanggang ngayon po, buhay pa kayo. Kahit na po tinawag niyo ang Diyos na isang estupido, Diyos. Oo. Hindi ko alam kung katanggap-tanggap yan sa lahat na mga nakikinig sa akin ngayong umaga. Pero ito po, gusto kong basahin sa inyo bilang isa rin namang warning. Sa wikang Tagalog, babasahin ko. Sapagkat iniisip niya, ang manumpa, ang magsabi ng masama, kaya darating yaon sa kanya, sapagkat hindi siya nalugod sa pagpapala, kaya't malayo yaon sa kanya. Dahil binihisan niya ang sarili niya ng pagsabi ng masama o pagsumpa na gaya ng kanyang sariling damit, yaoy papasok sa kanyang kalooban na gaya ng tubig at gaya ng langit sa kanyang mga buto. Hayaang sumumpa sila. Hayaang sila ay magmura. Ngunit magpala ka. Ang kahilingan po namin ngayon, Mr. President, sana po, imbis na mura ang marinig namin sa inyo, sana po, bigyan nyo kami ng pagpapala sa Quadcom na ito. Sapagkat hindi personalidad ang tinutukoy namin dito. Ang tinutukoy po natin ito, issue na kinakailangan po natin tuldukan sapagkat ito po'y kailangan ng ating bayan. Kapag sila'y bumangon, sila'y mapapahiya, ngunit ang iyong lingkod ay magagalak. Yan po ang sinabi sa Salmo, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. Salamat po sapagkat hinayaan niyo ako na magsabi sa inyo ng buong katapatan na walang halong anumang pagkukunwari, Mr. President. Ginagalong ko pa rin po kayo. Hindi po dahilan ay kayo, kundi dahilan sa minsan naging Pangulo kayo ng Pilipinas. Kaya nga po ang aking opening remarks is what? Respect, not deference. We are not here to give you obeisance. We are not here to give you obedience. We are not here to submit to you. We are here as equal members of this House, Mr. President, Mr. Former President. You are now a private citizen. And I hope and pray that you would give us equal respect as we give you equal respect today. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Nabante. The next to deliver his opening remarks is Congressman Stephen Caraps Paduano, the Chair of the Committee on Public Accounts. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. As mentioned in the opening statement of the Chairman Barbers, today's hearing was originally scheduled to be postponed and moved to November 21, 2024. However, when the news emerged that the former President will be attending, and after we verified the announcements confirming his desire to attend the hearing, the Quad Committee decided to convene on short notice. This will allow us to hear directly from the former President and to address questions regarding the issue of extrajudicial killings. We have no guarantee that the former President will attend future hearings or fully participate in this investigation. Since he committed to being here today, we couldn't let this opportunity to pass. As we continue our hearing, I wish to reaffirm the Quad Committee's commitment to a thorough, transparent, and accountable examination of the issues before us. Proceeding with today's hearing, underscores our dedication to a fair and open inquiry, one that seeks truth and clarity rather than distraction or delay. Our work here is not a matter of posturing, but of responsibility to the law, to the people, and to those impacted by our actions. If this hearing will be used as a platform to score propaganda points, then we should not waste the public's time. This is not the place for shallow tactics or personal agendas. Our purpose here is serious and clear. We are here to listen, to ask critical questions, and to closely examine the policies and decisions that have shaped the nation. I hope the former president shared this enthusiasm and the discussions do not devolve into empty rhetoric aimed at evading the truth. With that in mind, let us strive to make this hearing meaningful, productive, and focus on uncovering the truth. Let us honor the public's trust, ensuring that this session is conducted with integrity and purpose. Marami pong salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. The next to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Congressman Dan Fernandez. You are recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman. Inurasan ko po kayo, Mr. Chairman. 10 minutes po yung opening remarks. Si Chairman Paduano, 5 minutes. Si Chairman Abante, 30 minutes po ang kanyang inubos. At sa totoo lang po, wala na pong tayong oras. At siyempre po, we have to consider also the health of the former president. And I think I will not be delivering any opening remarks. And I will be asking na lang po siguro yung ating pong technician to present a video clip. And that will form part of my opening remarks, Mr. Chair. And advice lamang po kay sa ating chairman, huwag mo masyadong seryoso yung mga bashers mo. As a matter of fact, madami po talaga mga bashers, pero alam mo, mga troll farms yan eh. At huwag na lang po nating intindihin. Kung ayaw mo masaktan, no, edi huwag kang magbasa. I think we all know na marami po talaga itong mga troll farms. At yan naman po talagang ginagamit na taktika against us all. But at any rate, Mr. Chairman, ito pong bidyong ito na ginawa po ng ating pong Quad Committee ay will be formed part of the committee.
Before that, Congressman Fernandez, how many minutes is that video?
Siguro mga ano po yan. Kung meron kang 10 minutes, meron siyang 30 minutes, meron siyang 5 minutes, 7 minutes po yan, Mr. Chairman. So,
just make sure
allow
it's a
us.
short presentation.
It's a short
Your
presentation, Mr. Chairman.
Honor. Okay, salamat po. Sige. So,
Mr. Chair,
yes, Congressman
gusto ko
Abante.
lang pong sagutin yung sinabi ni Congressman Fernandez.
You have 2 minutes.
Alam mo talagang marami, pero hindi ko binabasa yan. Hindi ko inaalala yan. Gusto ko lang sabihin sa DDS troll at DDS vloggers, ilang boto ba ang ibinigay nyo sa former president sa botong ibinigay ng Baptist community sa kanya? Yun lang po ang tanong ko.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. You have made your point in your opening statement. So we will now proceed. Instead of delivering an opening remarks, you said you're going to show a clip. Is that correct, Your Honor?
Yes, this was created by the Quad Committee, by all the members. So let us present this video.
Okay, please, the technical group, can you please play the clip?
Hearing is suspended for a few minutes.
Hearing is resumed. So, Comsec, is it ready? Kung hindi ready, we will proceed with the next agenda. Is it ready? Okay. So technical, please play the clip.
I shoot them dead. I prefer to shoot them. Kaya may order ko rin sa dyan sa shoot of them. Wala akong pakialam dyan sa iyo mga maniwala. I don't give a shit kung anong gusto nilang sabihin. I killed about 3 of them because about 3 of them. I didn't really know how many bullets from my gun went to inside their bodies, but it happened. I say I shoot them dead. I prefer to shoot them in the heart or in the head. If you insist on a drug war, I will kill you.
8 beses siya pumatay ng tao, tagang parang masaya siya basta may namamatay na tao. Yan ang habit niya.
Kasi yung pinatay ko, medyo nag-ano rin yun. May galit rin yun sila sa akin.
Ang nasamahan ko dyan yung sa pagkapatay, paglilibing, siguro mga 300 plus katao yung nalibing ko.
Until the last pusher is out of the streets. Until the last drug lord is killed. Talagang papatayin kita. The whole Double-Dead Squad network was used as Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte's personal killing machine. Kakinurap mo yan kung sinong sunduin kita ng helicopter, papuntang Manila, tatapon kita sila. They took advantage of our blind loyalty to him and our greed for money to promote and protect his personal and political interests. I will assume full legal responsibility. Yang human rights, ako ang magharap niyan, hindi naman kayo. All of our targets were killed based solely on the intel information and orders given by Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte himself. Ang kasalanan ko lang, yung mga extrajudicial killing.
It's not a dog, my son. It's not a dog or a pig to kill like them.
Siya ang pinaka-protector ng mga drug lord dito sa Pilipinas. Basic example niyan is si Michael Yang at si Alan Lim.
Sinasabi ko, I can clean it in 6 months. And after that, I realized na nagkamali talaga ako. Kaya siya ang pinaka-lord of the drug lord.
Okay, sige po. Salamat. So, we will now proceed with the next agenda. May we recognize Congressman Acop, our Vice Chair, to please discuss the ground rules for today's committee hearing. You are recognized, Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just like to repeat the rules applicable insofar as our hearing is concerned. Only the microphone of the lead chairperson or presiding officer shall be on unmute mode at the start of the meeting. During the period of interpellation, resource persons shall be given 5 minutes each to state their position or make a presentation in the meeting. Resource persons shall not be allowed to speak or make interjections unless and until they are recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer. Committee members and other House members who want to make statements or ask questions to resource persons shall register with the committee secretary of the lead committee and shall be recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer on a first to register basis. Members shall be given 10 minutes each for their interpellation, excluding the answers of the resource persons. No member except the lead chairperson or the presiding officer shall be allowed to speak or make interjections during the course of the interpellation of a member unless and until recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer. Any question addressed to the joint committee shall be presented to the committees separately, and the decision of the joint committee shall be the majority vote of the four committees. Now, insofar as the role of councils is concerned, the councils, Mr. Chair, should see to it that they should present their appearance to the Quad Committee if there are councils present, and the participation of counsel for the witness during the hearing and while the witness is testifying shall only be limited to advising on the legal rights of the said witness or resource person. Counsel for a witness or resource person shall conduct oneself in a professional manner and shall observe proper decorum. Otherwise, upon a majority vote of the members present, there being a quorum, such counsel shall be subject to contempt or to such other disciplinary action that may include censure and removal from the room where the hearing is being conducted. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop. Now, the next part of the agenda is the discussion or deliberation on our administrative matters. Do we have administrative matters that we will dispose of, Chairman Paduano?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have at least important two admin matters to be discussed. The first is the letter coming from the Mercado and Associates Law Office representing as counsel of Police Colonel Hector Grijaldo and was signed by Attorney J. Mercado, Managing Partner. Mr. Chairman, with regards to the show cause order regarding 07 November 2024 Joint Committee hearing, with this, Mr. Chairman, I move that we defer discussion on this letter to expedite discussion today's hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Did I get it right? Is there a motion to defer?
Yeah, to defer and discuss this matter on later part of the hearing.
There is a
Mr. Chairman.
motion to defer discussion on the letter sent to the Quad Committee by the counsel of Colonel Grijaldo. Duly seconded. Are there any
Second, Mr.
objections? Is that an objection? Any objections? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Second, Mr. Chairman, is the letters that was sent to us during the previous hearing by Attorney Delgra, representing as counsel the former president. And with that, Mr. Chairman, before I discuss this admin matter, may I ask Attorney Delgra, are you the counsel of the former president or a witness or a resource person at today's hearing? Because I do believe that you have received the postponement. I do believe that you have. Attorney Delgra, please listen. I do believe that you have received the postponement invitation for you.
If I may,
Did you receive the invitation?
we did, Your Honor.
Then you also received the postponement.
We did, Your Honor.
So now, I may ask you, are you counsel of the former president now, today?
I come here both as counsel of the former president as well as resource person because I received a letter of invitation to appear before this committee
So
to explain the circumstances of the two letters that we sent to this committee. I suppose that was the premise of the Quads Committee's invitation to me to appear.
That is correct. If I may, Your Honor, we have invited Attorney Delgra as our resource person because during the last hearing, there was a motion from Congressman Adyong to invite him, Congressman Flores and Congressman Adyong, to invite Attorney Delgra to discuss the contents of the letter he sent in behalf of the former president. And that is the reason why we sent an invite to Attorney Delgra, Your Honor. And at the same time, he is likewise appearing today as the counsel to the former president. He is also a resource person.
Mr. Chairman, I think the reason why we invited Attorney Delgra was to enter his appearance as a counsel, and we never invited him as a resource person.
We will ask Attorney Delgra to enter his
Can we check the letter that we have?
Your Honors, if I may, we will ask the lawyers and the invited resource persons to appearing in behalf of the former president today as his counsel to enter their appearance before the Quad Committee. And we will get to that later on after we dispose of the administrative matters that we have at the moment. So, Congressman Paduano.
So with that, Mr. Chairman, discussion with regards to admin matters on the letter sent to us by Attorney Delgra, since he's also a resource person, we will discuss this during the turn of Attorney Delgra, Mr. Chairman. But before we proceed, Mr. Chairman, let me ask lang po, on record, for the record lang po, for the former president, do you confirm, sir, that we received a letter coming from you, signed by you, granting authority to Attorney Delgra as your counsel? Just for the record po.
Your Honor, you are correct.
Thank you, Mr. President. Former President, that's only my question.
We're talking about lawyers. I have two additional lawyers.
Okay, let them,
Attorney Belio and Attorney Panelo.
so let them have their entry.
So that
They will recognize with the chairman. Thank you, Mr. President, for that answer. Thank you po.
We will now ask the lawyers of the former president to enter their appearance before the Quad Committee before we proceed with the committee proper. Attorney Delgra and Attorney Panelo, please enter your appearance. Attorney Delgra. And
kilala? Yan. Yan.
Your Honors, entering my appearance as counsel for former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Your Honor.
okay, thank you.
Good morning, Your Honors. Respectfully appearing as counsel for the former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Panelo. Please proceed, Congressman Paduano.
Mr. Chairman, since Attorney Delgra is also a resource person, so I will just ask the admin matters during the turn of Attorney Delgra.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. Now, we would like to ask our resource persons to please take their oaths before we proceed with the committee proper. I have here a list of the names of the members who wish to propound questions later on to our resource persons. So, but before that, may we ask our resource persons to please take their oath before the committee. Comsec, please administer the oath.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. All those resource persons who are attending this hearing for the first time. So, we would like to request the former president to please stand, and Attorney Delgra and nanays who are here. Hindi pa kayo naka-oath na. Yung hindi pa naka-oath,
Yung pong hindi pa po nakakapag-oath, pwede pong tumayo tayo at mag-oath po tayo. Comsec, please proceed.
okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this congressional inquiry, so God may help you? They said in the affirmative, sir. The oath has been administered.
Thank you very much to our resource persons. Thank you very much, Comsec. Now we will proceed now with the interpellations. I have here a list of names of the members who wish to ask questions. The first to follow the tradition of the House, where we give the first crack of asking questions, is from the member of the minority. Congressman Arlene Brosas, you are now recognized. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Mr. Chair, first of all, siguro i-reiterate ko lang yung kaninang sinabi ni Chairman Benny Abante na we would like to remind na wala sanang mga
Excuse
salita.
me, Congressman Brosas, I'm sorry. This is a oversight on my part. Meron pa hong nasa agenda. I am really, really sorry, Congressman Brosas. We have invited members from, what group is this, DSJJ? May I have the list of the names?
Check.
So, bigyan po namin kayo ng pagkakataon na magsalita, pero 2 minuto lamang po. Kung maaari, iksian nyo po kasi po ayaw po nating tumagal bago po tayo mag-proceed sa ating pagtatanong. So the first, who's going to be recognized first? Okay. Opo. Sir, we first recognize Father Flavi Villanueva. You have 2 minutes, Father. Kung maaari po.
Yes. Magandang umaga, Chair. Magandang umaga po sa lahat dito. Ako po ay si Father Flavi L. Villanueva, SBD. Isang pare na nakakita, nakasaksi, at patuloy na kumakalinga at naghahandog ng paghilom sa mga balo ulila na biniktima ng war on drugs noong nagdaang administrasyon. At dito ay nakita ko ang kawalan ng katarungan, kawalan ng sistema, at higit sa lahat, ang karumal-dumal na pagpatay sa mga nasalaylayan. Aldrin Pineda, 13 years old. Bakit ako pinatay ni Omar? Si Omar ay isang pulis sa Tondo. Micah Alpida, pangarap ko maging pulis. Pero pulis din ang pumatay sa kanya, 3 taong gulang. Erwin, 29 years old. Ipagluluto kita ng pansit, bibili lang ako, pagbalik ko, pagdiriwang natin ang kaarawan mo. Hindi na siya bumalik at 6 na bala ang tumoda sa kanya. Naka-civilian pero kompleto sa battle gear. Si Berto ganun din. Ang huli niyang wika, papasada lang ako ng tricycle, pagbalik ko, pagdiriwang natin ang birthday mo, mahal. Civilian ang pumatay, pero tinorture, tinago, bago pinasabog ang bungo. Kung nagkaroon ng kawalan ng sistema sa pag-imbestiga, nagkaroon ng sistemang pagpatay sa kanila. Mahigit 200 ang kasama ko sa baba. Lahat sila may kwento. Lahat sila nawalan. At ang nawala sa kanya ay ang mga taong bumubuhay sa kanila. Katulad doon na sabi ko sa Quadcom, bago ko ibigay yung microphone sa mga kasamahan kong naririto sa pangunguna ni Randy De Los Santos, na siyang kumakatawan sa program Paghilom at susunod magsasalita. Sabi ko sa Senado, kung mayroong sistemang pinagmamalaki, kung mayroong baril na ginamit ang mga nanlaban at tunay na nanlaban sila, then, Mr. Chair, let it happen today. Let it happen in this Quadcom. Let us call the directors of operations and ask ilang baril ang naroroon sa kasalukuyan. Then we would know kung ilan po ang tunay na nanlaban, kung meron talaga na nanlaban. Those firearms would have corresponding reports attached to them. It should have. Then we would know the real reason, if it's a myth, kung gawa-gawa o totoo. But because what we know is that what happened in Davao simply was replicated nationwide. I will park for the moment and allow the victims that I'm with to speak, beginning with Mr. Randy De Los Santos, the uncle of Kian De Los Santos.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Father Flavi. Thank you for cooperating. Sa lahat po ng tatawagin namin, pwede pong maiksi lamang po, ha? The next is Attorney Cristina Conti, NUPL NCR. You have 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, Your Honors, we are here as lawyers, advocates, and supporters of victims of extrajudicial killings during the time of President Rodrigo Duterte. We charge him as liable for crimes, the most heinous of which would be crimes against humanity in the acts of murder and other inhumane acts. And these acts would include illegal and wanton arrests and detention, torture, harassment, violations of the right against self-incrimination, and most critically, violation of the right against due process. He is liable under the principle of command responsibility as the most senior leader, as the commander and the superior authority over police and other state security forces. He is liable for conspiracy because of the institution of a state policy to neutralize, negate, whomever he identified as so-called quote-unquote enemies of the state under the guise of anti-drugs, anti-criminality, and anti-insurgency campaigns. He is liable as a principal by inducement or a principal by indispensable cooperation, having ensured that these killings and these crimes are committed with horrifying impunity. Your Honor, kasama ko po ngayon ang mga parang sinakluban ng langit at lupa noong panahon na yon. Pero ililinaw po namin na hindi po kami sasama, hindi po namin susundin yung imbitasyon ni Presidente Duterte na sumama sa kanya sa impyerno. Dito lang po kami sa mundong ibabaw para po ipaglaban ang katarungan. Your Honor,
please avoid
yes, Your Honor.
taunting. Whatever, for lack of a better word, iwasan po natin yon.
Yes,
Kasi
Your
po,
Honor.
tayo po ay mga professional dito. At gusto po natin na sana maging matiwasay yung ating pagpapakonduct ng hearing na ito. I hope you understand.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just echoing statements from the Senate hearing, Your Honor. But anyway, ang para po sa amin, wala pong kapatawaran kung walang katarungan at walang katarungan kung walang katotohanan. Kaya ito pong pagkakataon na ito ay para po malaman kung bakit ang quote-unquote war on drugs, gera laban sa droga, naging massacre ng mahihirap. Kung bakit, akala ko ba ubusan ng droga, ang nangyari po parang meron pa palang protector ng mga drug lord na nasa posisyon. At nandito po ang ating mga biktima para isalang po sa ating pong komite at sa investigasyong ito kung ano nga ba ang tunay na nangyari at kung sino ba ang dapat managot. Maraming salamat po, Mr.
Salamat
Chair.
po. Salamat po, Attorney Conti. Ang susunod po na magsasalita ay si Miss Christine Pascual. 2 minuto lamang po, Mrs. Maaari.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Christine Pascual, ang nanay po ni Joshua Laksamana po. na nangarap lang po na isang maging gamer at napagsabay naman niya po yung pag-aaral at ang kanyang kahiligan. Natanong ko lang po kasi sa aming mga nanay, kung hindi rin po, sana po, naging batas ni Mr. President po, ang pagpatay na walang makukulong, sana po wala pong maraming namatay na ganitong inosenteng mga bata po. At lalo din po kami nasaktan ng kalooban nung time pong nalaman namin na may reward. Parang ganun lang po napaglaruan yung buhay ng mga mahal namin sa buhay. Kaya kay biro man po o hindi, ang nasabi niya pong batas niya, hindi rin po maganda sa aming kamukha namin mga mahihirap. Kaya lang po lumalakas din ang loob namin. Ito na lang po yung paraan sa kamukha namin mga mahihirap kung paano po manawagan sa inyo at buksan po ang puso nyo na hindi po biro ang hanggang ngayon ang nararamdaman namin. Nagmahal lang po kami ng mga pamilya namin, kaya ganito po kami lumalaban. Hindi sana magkakaroon ng ganitong maraming namatay kung na-disiplina po agad ang ginawang batas po ng ating presidente. Salamat po.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Mrs. Ang sunod po ay si Miss Lore Paslo. Lore Paslo po.
Pasko po.
Lore Pasco, may 2 minuto po kayo, ma'am.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Ako po si Lore Pasco. Nanay po ako ng 2 anak ko na pinaslang. Ano po yan? May 2017. Ito po ay isang security guard at ito naman po ay binata. Ang masakit po ay 4 po yung naiwan. Mahirap po sa amin talaga na hanggang ngayon po ay walang hustisya dahil po wala talaga pong masusing investigasyon para dun po sa mga pinaslang. Kaya nagpapasalamat po kami sa ganitong pagkakataon dito po sa binigay sa amin sa Quadcom na makadalo para po maipahayag namin ang kung anong nangyari po sa aming mga mahal sa buhay na pinatay na lang po ng ganon-ganon na lang po na wala pong tamang proseso po ng pag-iimbestiga. Kaya po isang ano rin po na kahit alam po namin talaga sa aming kalooban na talagang siyempre natatakot po kami. Pero ngayon po ay nakaharap na po namin si Presidente Duterte at sana po ay hinihiling namin na talagang lumabas po ang buong katotohanan na para po magkaroon na ng katarungan ang lahat po ng mga pinaslang, hindi lang po ang aking anak, kundi po lahat po ng mga pinaslang nung panahon ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, yung madugong patayan po ng war on drugs. Maraming salamat.
Sige po, salamat din po. Ang huling magsasalita ay si Miss Mary Ann Domingo. May 2 minuto po kayo, ma'am.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Ako po yung asawa tsaka ina nun pinaslang noong September 16, 2016 po. Narito po ako na nagpapasalamat na mabigyan ng pagkakataon na makapagsalita. Sa totoo lang yung war on drugs, lubos kaming nawala ng dignidad. Inalisan kami ng dignidad ng mga may halos naging kontrolado po ang ginawa ng war on drugs. Yung time po noon, natutulog lang po kami na aming pamilya. Inakyat po kami ng mga kapulisan. Paulit-ulit nang mamakawa ang aking asawa at ang aking anak. Pagkatapos po noon, hinila po kami palabas. Sa pilitan kami hinila palabas. At makikita mo po doon na pati yung isang anak ko po ay binitbit sa van. Tapos po noon, bigla po kami may mga narinig na puto. Pinatay na po yung aking asawa at anak. Yung time na yun po, paulit-ulit po kami nagmamakaawa na mag-ina na makapasok po doon sa bahay na yon. Pero wala po kaming nagawa dahil marami pong mga pulis na yon. Halos pinatay po yung ilaw doon po sa iskinita namin. Pagkatapos po noon, nung nadala po sa hospital yung aking asawa at anak, may lumapit po na mga kapulisan. Hindi ko po alam na soko po yun, tsaka funerarial na po yun. Yung time na yun, hindi pa po napapaslang yung asawa at anak ko. Nandun na po yung mga pulis na yun. At yung funeraria na yun na kala ko po mga pulis po yung kasama po nila. Halos naging kontrolado po yung ginawa nila no na yung ginawa po nila yun ay hindi po tama. Kaya narito po kami na sana po mabigyan ng hustisya kami mga biktima.
Maraming salamat po, Mrs. So, we will now proceed. Congresswoman Brosas, you are recognized. You have 10 minutes. Pasensya na po sa ating oversight.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, again, i-reiterate ko lang, Mr. Chair, yung reminders no, na hindi magsabi ng pagmura, siguro, kasi sanay po yung nakaraan, kahit po sa Senate hearing, may mga ganun. Ano? Respeto naman sa atin dito, and sana po concise sa pagsagot. Kung ano lang ang tanong, yun din lang ang sagot. At mag-defer ng i-defer ang mahahabang explanation kasi nakikita niyo naman, Mr. Chair, madami talagang gustong magtanong ngayon eh. Kaya sana po ganun yung ano, no? And simple lang naman po yung mga tanong ko. It has to do with kung ano din yung mga sinabi ng dating Pangulo doon sa Senate hearing. Yan, Mr. Chair. First, yung observe decorum. Tapos, syempre, tulad po ng sinabi ni Chairman Abante, hindi po tayo mangingimi na mag-point of order kapag nilabag po itong mga ito. Yun. Now, Mr. Chair, I would like to direct my questions, Mr. Chair, to Rodrigo Duterte. Mr. Chair, noong October 28, sinabi ni dating Pangulong Duterte, under oath, sa harap ng Senado, and I quote, I and I alone take full legal responsibility sa lahat na nagawa ng mga pulis. Pursuant to my order, ako ang managot. At ako ang makulong, wag yung pulis na sumunod sa order ko. Ang tanong natin, Mr. Chair, the families of innocent extrajudicial killing victims are present. Yun po yung pinagsalita nyo kanina. So can the former president look them in the eyes and say once more that he takes full legal responsibility for the deaths of their loved ones, Mr. Chair?
Mr. President, can you...
What's the question?
What is the question? Can you repeat the question?
Mr. Chair, sinabi niya po na full responsibility. So, Mr. Chair, totoo ba yan?
Correct. Very correct. Since I was a president, and there was this, until now, serious problem about drugs, I had to issue or make a policy statement about drugs. At all that happened, yung nangyari pursuant to my order to stop the drug problem in this country, akin yun. Akin na akin yun. Ako ang nagbigay ng order kasi ginawa nila illegal or legal, akin yun.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I take full responsibility for it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yun po yung tanong ko. Yung families of innocent extrajudicial killings, kayo din.
File the case in court.
Mr.
Walang
Chair.
problema. Nandiyan ang korte.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Second question ko. Responsable kayo kasi polisiyan nyo yon. Kumbaga, tatat Duterte. Dahil polisiyan nyo rin yan, tama ba? Sa Davao. Nung nasa Davao pa kayo. Tama ba na tawagin po itong Davao model or Davao style, Mr. Chair?
I cannot control the semantics.
Mr. Chair, yes or no? Davao style.
Do not ask me to answer yes or no. You are not an investigator.
Mr. Chair, tayo po ay nasa investigasyon kasalukuyan,
Yes,
Mr.
but you
Chair.
are not an investigator. Why are you asking me to answer
Mr. Chair,
yes or no?
tinatanong ko lang naman.
Point of
Session
order.
suspended.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Ano ka, pulis?
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
The session is suspended for the meantime, so please, let's take time to calm things down, okay? Para ho maayos ang ating hearing sa ngayon. Hearing is resumed. Please proceed, Congresswoman Rosas.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Napakasimple lang po ng tanong ko. Tinatanong ko lang po kung yes or no, Davao style ba yung inyong modelo. Mr. Chair, ayaw niya sagutin. So, Mr. Chair, hindi ko maintindihan yon.
I'm
What
sorry,
is your personality, Your Honor?
If I may, Secretary Bello, we normally, the committee does not allow the counsel of the witness to speak because the role of the counsel is limited only to counseling his client on his rights. Hanggang doon lamang po. But we cannot ask you to answer any questions that will be asked by any of the members. And that is what
Thank you,
is
Your
in the
Honor.
rules.
Thank you, Your Honor. Actually, I'm not answering the question of Congresswoman Rosas, Your Honor. My point is, Your Honor, to allow the resource person to finish his answer.
Okay, we will do that. Thank you, Attorney Bello.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Congressman Brosas, maybe it is, perhaps the former president would like to elaborate on his answer. We may ask questions that is answerable by yes or no, and as much as possible, we would ask the resource person to say, only answer yes or no. But if he wishes to elaborate, and as long as it is germane and related to the answer to your question, we will allow that. But
Yes.
we will make it very, very short.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pwede namang mag-expound, Mr. Chair. Ang tinatanong ko lang, sa particular question na yon, maaari naman siya sagutin ng yes or no. And then the explanation, Mr. Chair.
Opo, opo. Mr.
Do not control my answer, kung Your Honor. This is not an inquisition. It's a democratic process of investigation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Sana po, if there are questions that will be propounded by the members, hopefully, medyo, kung gusto po natin mag-elaborate, we will allow that, provided that kung maaari po sanang iksian lamang po natin nang sa ganun malinaw. And for the members who wish to ask questions that are answerable by yes or no, please make the questions very clear para ho masagot po ng yes or no, Your Honors. So I hope para ho maayos yung ating patakbo ng ating hearing sa ngayon. So please proceed, Congresswoman Brosas.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, ang tanong ko, sinasabi nyo rin na ang war on drugs ay talagang utos nyo. Diba? Pag sinabing war on drugs, Duterte yan. Sa inyo na nadikit yan. Unless, eto po, tanong na pwede nyo i-expound. May iba kayong gustong itawag doon? Meron po ba kayong gustong ibang itawag doon?
Wala na po. Sabi ko, I assume full responsibility for whatever happened in the actions taken by the law enforcement agencies of this country to stop the drugs or the serious problem of the drugs affecting our people.
Mr. Chair, next question. Nung naging mayor po kayo, sabi nyo naging safe ang Davao. Tama po ba?
That would be that should be answered by a third person. I would not be answering that. It would be presumptuous of me to conclude. Hindi ako magsabi. I never said that Davao City was not publicly.
Mr. Chair, as mayor, masasabi nyo na naging safe ang Davao sa panahon nyo?
Talaga.
Kasi walang kriminal sa kalye?
Talaga.
Walang snatcher?
Walang snatcher.
Walang akyat bahay?
Walang akyat bahay.
Walang magnanakaw?
Walang magnanakaw.
Walang mamamatay tao?
Walang mamamatay tao.
So yun po lahat? Yes.
Oh.
So walang mga kriminal o walang insidente ng kriminalidad, bakit po?
Merong mga insidente, not totally. It would be a dream of a city not to have any criminal incidents or violence. Pero overall, Davao City was safe. If the test or standard would be that a citizen of the city can walk all over the city and men and children can go home safely, unmolested, undisturbed. That was the standard that I gave to the police of Davao City.
Mr. Chair, I would like to ask, no? Hindi ba nagkandamatay sila sa panahon na yon?
Marami po.
Sino-sino po ang mga pumatay?
Wala akong listahan yan, ma'am. We have to go to the tawag nito. Hindi ko bit-bit. Ang bit-bit ko lang ko yung hindi.
Mr. Chair, I would like to ask again, no? Sa inyo po na karanasan, kayo mismo ba pumatay?
Ako? Marami. Mga 6 o 7.
So
Ewan ko kung natuluyan yung hindi ko na follow up sa ospital kung natuluyan.
Ko lang ipaalala ko ulit, Mr. Chair, kasi mula din ito sa Senate hearings, ano? I-quote ko lang po kayo, in Davao, I used to do it personally, just to show to the guys that if I can do it, why can't you?
Correct.
Sinabi niyo po yan sa mga business leaders sa meeting sa Manila. At kung paano niyo ginode ang mga police officers to gun down suspects. Tama po ba?
Yes, if they present a violent resistance. That's the only thing that you can kill the criminal if you are personally in danger of losing your life too. But hindi mo pwedeng patayin yung kriminal na handcuff o nakatali. Hindi trabaho ng lalaki yan.
Ito pong second, Mr. Chair, na quote. Kayo rin ito. And I'd go around in Davao with a motorcycle, with a big bike around. And I would just patrol the streets looking for trouble also. Manila Times po ito. I was really looking for a confrontation so I could kill. Sinabi niyo po ito.
Yes. Nagdadasal po ako na nagmumotor ako na may mag-hold upper dyan. At kung maabot na kita, talagang patayin kita. At kung basta kriminal ka, wala akong pasensya sa kriminal. Pagka lumaban, patayan.
So, Mr. Chair, kanina po kasi sinabi ni Duterte na he takes full legal responsibility. Siya ang mananagot at makukulong sa ginawa ng mga kapulisan. Kung sa inyo po ang policy, inaako nyo rin ang accomplishment nito. Yung lahat po, kasi kung naaalala ko sa war on drugs, yung mga accomplishment, may nahuli, nagbebenta, gumagamit, gumagawa ng droga. Lahat yan.
Ma'am, if you are the city executive or mayor, lahat ng utos mo na ginawa ng pulis and all the consequences, sagot ko yan. Pati ang ginawa ng pulis, sagot ko yan.
Pati po yung accomplishment kung may nahuli, enforcement of law yun. Accomplishment din po yung na-confiscate na drugs. Tama ba?
Lahat ng trabaho ng pulis, because you are the mayor, inutos mo yan, and the consequences, or sometimes an incident can go right and go wrong. Protektahan ko yung pulis kasi ako ang mayor. Hindi magtrabaho yung pulis, matakot yan kung hindi mo bakaban. So lahat ng trabaho ng pulis, nung ako'y mayor, for the longest time, akin yan.
So, Mr. Chair, alam niyo po ba kung ilan ang arrested sa mga drug operations at how much ang drug na na-seize nung time na yan?
Ma'am, I was not notified in advance that I have to make an accounting for the arrested persons in Davao City. I would not want to. That would not be a proper question.
Mr. Chair, sabi niyo yung accomplishment report sa inyo yan.
Accomplishment, yes. Accomplishment is another thing. But you see, to ask for the number of arrests or killings, that would be a stupid question.
Mr. Chair, sinabi po ninyo na aakuin nyo lahat. E di syempre may accounting din kayo, Mr. Chair. At kabisado nyo, kahit nga kabisado ninyo kung ilan ang hinuli, ilan ang pinatay, ilan. Dapat may accounting kayo, Mr. Chair. And I believe, Mr. Chair, noong 2017, correct me if I'm wrong, may President's Accomplishment Report kayo.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chair.
Tanungin kita, where were you the other day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Yung sinabi ko.
Yes, may I remind our resource person, Mr. President, maaari po ay wag po, iwasan po natin magtanong sa ating po mga membro. Please answer the questions lamang po at refrain from asking questions to the members of Congress. Yan po ang nakasaad sa ating rules. Please continue, Congresswoman Brosas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm sure alam po yan ng former President kasi siya ay naging miyembro din ng Kongreso, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, 2017 President Accomplishment Report meron. Sinabi nyo rin naman. Ngayon, Mr. Chair, kung ganon, handang mag-cooperate ba ang dating Pangulo sa lahat ng investigations na gagawin, Mr. Chair? All investigations.
What do you mean by lahat? How many investigations do you think that I have to participate?
Point of order again, Mr. Chair.
Let's say,
1 minute suspension.
Walang pre...
Hearing is resumed. Again, let me remind our resource person as well as our members that please refrain for the resource person refrain from asking questions to the members. Please limit your reply to the questions being asked. At sa atin naman po mga members, please go straight to the point. Ask the resource person the question that you wish to be answered. Direkta, para ho hindi tayo magtagal.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, you have, Congresswoman Rosas, you have 4 more minutes.
Mr. Chair, may I interrupt? I am asking the...
Is this related, Mr. President?
Yes,
the
it is
question?
related. I am asking yung nagtatanong to lay the predicate first
Okay,
po,
sige po.
para hindi tayo mawala.
Sige po. Congresswoman Rosas, I hope you can consider the opinion of the resource person by laying the predicate before you ask the question directly to the former president.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, siguro tatanong ko na lang diretso, Mr. Chair. Yung former president ba ay willing na mag-cooperate sa investigation sa ICC? Kaugnay dito?
ICC, ma'am. I'm asking the ICC to hurry up, and if possible, they can come here and start the investigation tomorrow. This issue has been left hanging for so many years. Matagal, ma'am. Baka mamatay na ako, hindi na nila ako maimbestiga. So I'm asking the ICC through you na magpunta na sila dito bukas, umpisahan na nila ang investigation. And if I am found guilty, I will go to prison and rot there for all time.
Mr. Chair, balikan ko lang yung isa ko pang tanong, Mr. Chair. Ito sa Senate hearing dito, Mr. Chair. Sinabi ni former President Duterte, encourage the criminals to fight. Encourage them to draw their guns. Yan ang instruction ko. End of quote. And the only way na hindi kayo makulong and to justify the killing is bigyan mo talaga ng panahon na lumaban. Tama po ba? Yan ang sinabi ninyo.
Yes, because that would be justified kung lumaban.
Yan, kasunod pa lang po yung question ko. Ang question ko po ay bakit nyo ine-encourage yung kriminal na lumaban?
Para medyo maminus-minus ang problema sa syudad ko. Kung may kriminal dito na 50, kung mapatay ninyo yung 30, di 20 na lang, hindi na masyado problema dyan sa akin.
Ibig sabihin, Mr. Chair, hindi mapaparusahan ang nakagawa ng krimen in self-defense.
Hindi man sadya. Alam naman trabaho ng police, ma'am. The policeman should know when to kill and when to injure. Hindi naman kailangan sabihin na.
May elements naman ng self-defense. Alam niyo yon, Mr. Chair.
Not self-defense man. Performance of duty.
Performance of duty, but elements of self-defense.
With that performance of duty is self-defense.
So, Mr. Chair, ano-ano yon?
Ang what?
Elements of self-defense, Mr. Chair.
Self-defense is when you defend yourself to avoid injury, serious, or you die. That is applicable also to a policeman who is performing his duty, because the policeman has to confront, ang civilian has to iwasan. But a policeman, a law officer, if you are a law officer, you have to confront the criminal. Ang sanabi ko sa kanila, huwag kang pumunta dito sa akin opisina na may sugat ka, sipain kita. Patayin mo. Bakit ikaw ang may sugat? Wala akong My language is brutal and raw for criminals. Wala akong pasensya, ma'am. I've been a prosecutor for 9 years. Talagang sinabi ko, pag hindi na mahinto yan, patayin mo na yan. Huwag mo nang pabalikin niya dito sa opisina ko.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You really want to know the truth. Ganon.
Last 2 questions, Congresswoman Rosas.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang sabihin na sa elements of self-defense, first, dapat unlawful aggression. Second, reasonable necessity of the means employed to prevent or repel it. And third, lack of sufficient provocation on the part of the person defending himself. Mr. Chair, now I would like to direct my question to sa victims po, si Christina siguro at si Lori or si Mary Ann, Mr. Chair. Ano po yung sirkumstansya or kalagayan ng mga nangyari sa pagkapatay ng inyong mga mahal sa buhay, Mr. Chair?
Hanggang ngayon po, mahirap pa rin po sa kalooban namin. Ang mahirap lang dun kasi yung mahirap ka na tapos may mga pinagdadaanan ka pa po na ganito na hindi basta-basta na nahihimpasan ng kumbaga araw-araw, puro sakit ng loob, dasal, kung ano ba yung pinaglalaban namin ito. Salamat po.
Mr. Chair, tatanong ko lang, ang susundan ko lang yung tanong ko. Ang tanong ko kasi ay, nagkaroon ba ng self-defense? Parang ganyan di ba? Nangyari. Nanlaban ba yung
Yun po
inyong...
ang sinabi nila sa akin na nagkamotor po yung bata na wala namang motor na hindi marunong magmotor. Yung pong nanlaban, yun po yung sinabi nila sa akin na nakipag-anuhan po daw ng baril.
Pero ano ang nalaman ninyo sa investigasyon? Laban ba?
Well,
meron bang unlawful aggression? Meron bang reasonable necessity para i-employ or i-prevent or i-repel yun? Meron bang lack of sufficient provocation mula sa parte ng tao na dinidepensahan yung sarili niya?
Sa lahat po ng mga nalaman ko po, dahil wala na rin naman akong ganun kaalaman ng ganyan po, lahat po yun gawa-gawang kwento po at wala rin pong napakitang ebidensya na nagsasabi ng katotohanan na nanlaban po yung bata.
Si Nanay Lori siguro.
Sa parte po ng aking mga anak na dalawa, nawala po kasi sila ng May 11, tapos nalaman na lang po namin May 12 na natagpuan sila dun sa isang lugar sa Quezon City na patay na sila. Kaya kumbaga, doon sa balita, yun yung napanood ng anak ko na sabi nga daw ay police operation. Pinaghahabol daw sila ng mga pulis hanggang sa nahuli sila at pinagbabarel. Yun po, kasi kukuha lang naman ng lisensya itong kuya, si Crisanto, kasi isa po siyang security guard. Kumuha lang siya ng lisensya noong May 11, pero hindi na ho siya nakabalik. Tapos kinabukasan ho, yun napanood na siya sa isang news sa TV na yun nga, natagpuan na sila na patay na. Tapos yun, pinaghahanap na po namin.
Si Nanay Mary Ann.
Yung time po nung pinas lang yung mag-ama ko, sa totoo lang, planado po ng mga pulis yun, na pumatay po sila. Ang hinahanap po nila, hindi po yung mag-ama ko, yung kapatid ng asawa ko. Nasa police report po nun. Halos planado po nila, nandyan na po yung soko, andyan na yung funerarya, na halos sa amin bilang mahihirap, wala kaming magawa. Halos talagang yung ginawa ng mga opisyal ng mga kapulisan na imbis na magtiwala kami, nawalan kami ng tiwala. Halos sa tingin po namin parang mga na po sila. Hindi na po nila ginagampanan yung mga obligasyon nila bilang mga pulis. Kaya yung time na yon, hindi po makatao yung ginawa nila sa aming mga mahihirap.
So sa tingin niyo po hindi nanlaban?
Hindi po. Sa liit po ng bahay po namin, halos 3x3 lang po yung bahay namin. Kwarto lang po. Wala pong mga barilang mag-ama ko. Halos nakaload na po yung mag-ama ko noong time na yon. Paulit-ulit po kami nagmamakawa. Pero pinaslang pa rin po yung mag-ama ko.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That would be all. Lumalabas doon na may mga excesses talaga at mga violations na naganap, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, thank you, Mr. Chair. And siguro, Mr. Chair, for the next round of interpellations, pwede pong palista ulit. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Meron po tayong second round. So, ngayon po, ang susunod po na magtatanong ay si Congressman Dan Fernandez. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Magandang umaga po, Mr. President, at sa lahat po ng mga resource persons who are here today. Magandang umaga po. Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, sa inyo pong campaign promise, nasabi na po natin na 6 na buwan po yung ating pong pangako. Pero umabot po ito ng 6 na taon. At dito po sa 6 na taon na to ay naganap ito pong mga allegation of the extrajudicial killing. Sa isang press con po na napanood ko po ay nabanggit niyo po yung reward system na binabanggit niyo po yung 3 milyon para po doon sa eradication ng drug lords. At meron din po kayo nabanggit doon sa 2 milyon naman po para po doon sa mga drugista. At meron din po kayong binanggit doon na second echelon na almost 1 million. Ito po ba ay totoo, Mr. President?
Correct. I was fighting the drug war. Doon sa mga manufacturers, sinasabi ko talaga patayin ninyo. Patayin ninyo. Huwag na ninyong, basta maabot na ninyo dyan sa factory na nagluluto ng Cebu, patayin ninyo. Yan ang utos ko. And I assume full responsibility.
Okay, Mr. President.
Yung mga nasa labas na naglakad, nanhuli, hindi yun. At yung actual nasa factory, sabi ko, ubusin niyo lahat. Lalo na yung mga aliens. And this happened in my city,
and
in other cities in the Philippines.
And you take full responsibility for this, Mr. President.
I will go to prison for that, Mr. Sir.
At yun po ay in terms of policy, yun po yung inyong sinasabi. Ito po yung polisiya ng ating gobyerno, and that's the reason why ito po yung inyong pinaninindigan. Correct, Mr. President?
Isahin ko na lang, and I will not repeat it. I did it as a matter of principle to protect my country. That is the long and short of it. Kung anong tanong man ninyo.
Mr. Chairman, recently lang po, si PNP Chief Marbil ay meron po siyang interview dito po sa, can you kindly show yung GMA News Online number 12. At sinabi po ni PNP Chief Marbil that based on the official PNP data from July 2016 to June 2022, Marbil said that 1,286 officers were affected in the line of duty, with 312 killed and 974 wounded. And at the same time, sabi niya po, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, that these police officers carried out their responsibilities with dedication and often faced considerable risk to ensure public safety. Many officers endured not only physical harm, but also found themselves entangled in legal and administrative challenges. 214, Mr. President, ng mga officers ng PNP faced 352 criminal cases during this period. And according to him, that while the promise of support was made, many officers continued to face consequences largely on their own. Dinagdag pa po niya, Mr. President and Mr. Chairman, that 195 officers were dismissed over the period of 6 years. There are also 398 cops facing dismissal for various reasons. More than 20 police officers are currently in detention right now, Mr. President. The PNP chief said that numbers remind us that the impact of the anti-drug campaign was deeply felt by our police force as well. He noted that even as former President Duterte publicly committed to supporting those enforcing the campaign, he said there is no official record that these commitments were fully realized.
I was not asked even for a minute
So, Mr.
tumulong and for what a particular purpose. Then I will now make this promise. I will start a fund sa protection ng mga pulis. I'm putting up 1 million. Paghahanap ako, meron akong 1 million. Hindi ako kung meron million lang, magbubula ako, sabihin ko wala.
Mr. Chairman.
I'll start.
Yeah.
But I'll raise a fund para tulungan yung mga pulis.
Mr. President.
And I will personally appear in court. Ako mismo ang mag-defense counsel nila.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, 2 days ago you have mentioned that wala po kayong pamasahe papunta po dito. And I'm pretty shocked that you have 1 million in your account to help our policemen. And we salute you, Mr. President, for that. And for being honest,
that
you will
that
be...
1 million is for my...
Wait po, Mr. President. Mr. President, I still have the floor, Mr. President. Excuse me.
For my
As much...
medicine and subsistence.
No, suspended tayo, suspended.
Gastos.
Hearing resumed. Again, let me remind everybody to please calm down. Let the person talking finish his sentence first before you interject. Okay? Yun lamang po ang aking paalala sa lahat.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, yung pong 1 million na ipagkakalob po ninyo will go a long way. And we are very thankful because marami pong mga officers po natin, mga kapulisan po natin na natanggal na po. 100, as a matter of fact, to be exact with that, Mr. Chairman, 195 officers na po itong na-dismiss. Nasira po ang kanilang buhay, nawalan po sila ng trabaho, they were humiliated, their dignity was lost, and Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, that 1 million we go a long way.
I will hand to you the 1 million.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Before this.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
What is the rule that was violated? What is the point of order of Congressman
The
Paduano?
former president is speaking without the recognition of the chairman. And please, Mr. President, former president, you know the rules. It was read by Chairman Akop. And being a former congressman, you know the internal rules. Let the members of this committee finish the question before answering. That's my first point of order, Mr. Chairman. And I hope the former president understand.
Nakalimutan
The rules.
ko na yun. Yung rules na yun.
Oh, now, I now want you.
Hindi
Pinapaalala ko
ako,
po.
I'm not,
Now again,
I am
Mr.
not-
Chairman. Chairman,
Hearing suspended.
the former president is
Hearing
speaking.
suspended. Hearing is resumed. Before I allow everybody to speak, please be reminded, mga kasama, mga resource persons, to always address the chairperson when you want to speak and wait for the chair to recognize you. Para ho maganda yung communication, yung palitan po ng ating komunikasyon. Mahirap po kasi na nag-uunahan tayo magsalita dadating po sa punto, nagtataasan na po tayo ng boses, ayaw naman po nating mangyari yan because napaka-maselan at napaka-importante nitong ating pinag-uusapan. I do request from our resource person to please address the chair first before we speak, and the same as well to the members. No, please, address the chair. Let me be the traffic enforcer here para malinaw at maayos ang ating hearing sa ngayong umaga. So I hope that I made myself clear, and I'd like to ask Congressman Paduano to please proceed.
Mr. Chairman, just a short manifestation lang po. Kasi po, before we start the interpellation, malinaw po na it was discussed to all resource persons and even to the members, the rules in this committee. And the former president is keep on violating that rules. Sabi ko na nga, he was then a former congressman and he knows the rules. Please respect this committee, Mr. President. And please, once again, that was my first point order and I hope it will not happen again. Please wait for the recognition of the chairman before you speak. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. Your manifestation.
Mr. Chairman.
Now we will now proceed with Congressman Dan
Yes.
Fernandez.
Mr. Chairman.
Wait for the chair to recognize you first, please.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Ulitin
Sige
po,
po. Okay.
please wait for the chair to recognize you before you speak. Now you are recognized, Congressman Dan
Thank you,
Fernandez.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, ang nabanggit po dito ay 195 officers were dismissed over the 6-year period. Ang tanong ko po, Mr. President, bakit ngayon nyo lang po ipagkakaloob yung 1 million samantalang na-dismiss na po ito pong 195 officers?
I do not have the records. Sir,
Wala po ba?
hindi ako Polcom. So, hindi ko alam yan.
But being the former president, sir, you have this
I know that
capacity.
some policemen were dismissed.
Because it was promised by you that you will, sabi niyo po ay sagot niyo silang lahat. But unfortunately, ito po nga po, nakita po natin, nagre-react na po ang PNP. And ang feeling po nila ay they were left alone,
Well,
Mr. President.
if you're citing the records, then I would admit it. Na, yun, totoo yan.
Yes, I agree with that.
Walang problema. Sinabi mo eh.
Hindi, I agree with that, Mr. President. But my question is, bakit po natin sila napabayaang katulad po nito? Sagot niyo po sila. Pero 195 na na-dismissed, 398 cops facing dismissal, 1,286 dead, at yung iba po ay wounded. Were we able to help them, Mr. President?
Well, alam mo, sir, if you work for a government, there are rules to be followed. It is not just because you are a policeman that you're always correct. It is not safe to say that you are a mayor that you are always correct, that you rule the city by your own. Maraming nagkakamali, and there must be a lawful ground. Kung napaalis yan, sir, meron talagang kasalanan. Hindi mo pwedeng basta i-dismiss mo lang yung pulit.
But Mr. President, you
Pero ako, pro-police talaga ako.
Yes.
Pinoprotektahan ko talaga ang police.
I understand, Mr. President. But you made the promise, Mr. President, that sagot nyo sila.
Sagot ko.
And yun po ang problema natin, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, that after 6 years, ngayon lang po tayo magbibigay ng tulong para po sa kanila.
Hindi.
The record will show, Mr. President.
Hindi mo, yan ang record. Hindi, walang record ng bigas, pati pera.
No, Mr. President,
binigay ko
what
sa
I'm trying to
pamilya
say,
nila.
the record will show that wala pong tulong natanggap ang lahat ng ito. Hindi po ako nagsasalita nito, Mr. President. Ang nagsasalita po nito ay si Chief PNP Marbil.
Alam mo si Marvin, you remind him, hindi nakalista yung mga bigas na binigay ko sa mga pamilya ng polis, pera, enrollment ng mga bata. Hindi nakalista dyan. You remind that Marvin to
Mr. President, ang binabanggit po natin dito ay tulong na legal.
Huwag kang maniwala dyan kay Marvin. Maniwala ka dyan.
Okay, we will be But sige po, punta po tayo sa susunod, Mr. President. Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, I would like to show a video. And later I'll be asking the former President to answer some queries from this representation.
Sandali lang.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not trying to be smart, Alec. I'm sorry if I'm overdoing.
It's okay po, Mr. President. No problem po.
It's not really, hindi ko sinasadya yan.
Opo.
I respect I was once a member of Congress. Medyo emotional lang kasi ako basta sa crime na talagang galit ako sa kriminal.
We understand that po, Mr. President. And thank you for that. Pakita lang po natin yung video, Mr. President. Video, please. Mr. President, noong August 23, 2016, wait. Noong August 23, 2016, doon po sa Committee on Human Rights and Committee on Justice, binanggit po dito yung reward system. At sinabi po ni former Chief PNP, Gerald Bato, tungkol doon po sa reward system. I want to show this video clip, Mr. Chairman, please.
Alam ko po na nabanggit ng Pangulo na magkakaroon ng pabuya ang mga magbibigay ng leads tungkol dun sa mga huhuli natin dito sa droga. Alam ko na humihingi ang ating Office of the President ng mas mataas na budget. Nakausap ba kayo diretsyo ni Pangulong Duterte ukol sa pabuya kung ito nga ba'y 2 million sa bawat madadala ng ating mga kababayan na mga drug pushers? Kasama po ba ang mga pulis dito sa pabuya? Sir.
Wala pong pili yan, Your Honor. Kung ang pulis ay involved sa droga at siya'y nahuli, yung informant po ay makakatanggap ng corresponding reward na in-offer ng Presidente.
So nag-usap kayo ng ating Pangulo ukol dyan. Magkano po daw ang ibibigay sa bawat informant na magbibigay ng pangalan ng isang pusher?
Meron kasi siyang ibang, kasi busy na ako masyado sa aking trabaho, Your Honor. Sabi niya, meron siyang assistant na magti-take charge dyan sa pagdidistribute. Basta ang last na nasabi niya sa akin is 5 million yung drug load talaga. Yung malalaking drug load, 5 million ibibigay niya.
So depende doon sa kanilang anatomy kung saan yung mas mataas.
Mas mataas. Pag sa baba, mababa.
Ang gusto ko malaman, yung pulis mismo, sa sibilyan, maaari yung 5 million. Sa pulis din ba, makakatanggap sila pag sila ang nakapagtukoy o dahil kasama yan?
Nabanggit ng Pangulo yun, kahit na pulis, kasama doon na makakatanggap sa pera na i-offer niya. Pero sa meritoriously promoted yung tao, mapopromote. Meron po kami sariling sistema.
So sa dami ng mga hinuli, meron na bang nakatanggap ngayon ng pabuya?
I presume, meron na, Your Honor. Hindi ko lang po inaalam dahil hindi ko nakikialam dahil money matters yan.
Sige po.
Direkta na kayo kung saan kayo pwede mag-claim. Hindi dumadaan sa akin.
Siguro maganda din na anong tanggapan sa ating gobyerno ang nagdi-disperse niyan? OP?
Tanungin ko po si Presidente, Your Honor.
Siguro pwede tayong makahingi niyan. Kung meron ng nabigyan, siguro kung ito'y makakasama sa kanyang kaligtasan, maaari namang executive lang ito, hindi na natin i-release. Meron pong gustong...
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, will you confirm that the Office of the President tumingi po ng mataas na budget para po sa reward system? Sir, can you kindly use the mic, please? Will you kindly use the mic, please?
That's correct.
So,
you have to spend money for operations, for intelligence. Alam mo, sir, if I will be allowed to explain, ang isang pulis, at magtanong ka dito after this proceeding, magpunta ka ng anong istasyon, ang pulis, hanggang sweldo lang yan, pati equipments, office materials. Pero sabihin mo yung pulis,
na may sariling fund for an operation day-to-day to follow up cases sa mga criminals, wala, sir. Magtawag ka ng siyang police dito ngayon. Magtanong ka, pagkatapos dito.
Yan po ba,
So,
Mr. President?
kailangan,
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah.
sir. No, go ahead, sir.
kailangan punduhan mo talaga ang pulis. Lalo na if there is a serious crime, kidnapping, ikaw talaga ang pipinance niyan. Walang pera ang pulis na mag-follow up kung saan dinala yung victim, kung they have to spend money or else you end up with nothing. And sometimes pag yung time limit na binibigay ng kidnapper hindi na masunod, pinapatay nila. That's why it's a race against time. Kaya ako, pagka ganito, mas kung na presidente ako, pag yung mga may kidnapping, ako talaga ang nagbibigay ng pera. At ang order ko sa kanila, sir, nandito na lang rin tayo, pag nahuli ninyo, patayin ninyo lahat. Huwag ninyong dalhin sa
Sir,
pupunta ng presuhan niya, papakainin ko pa yung mga...
Mr. President, thank you so much for refraining yourself from speaking bad
Yeah,
words.
sir.
We appreciate that. No? Nakikita po namin na talagang pinipigilan nyo ang sarili nyo.
Takot ako sa inyo, sir.
Hindi po, sir. Natutuwa po kami dahil nga nagiging maayos po yung ating pong, usapan po, sir. Sir, kasi po may...
Sweating hands, oh. Takot talaga ako sa inyo.
Kami rin po, malamig din po kamay namin dahil Mr. President, medyo nabanggit din po dito ni Gerald Bato during that time that siya po ay tinatanong ni Senator Grace po na sinasabi na sino magdi-disperse doon sa Office of the President. At may sinasabi po si Gerald Bato, sino po ba yung sinasabi na assistant na magdi-disperse po ng pera para sa reward system?
Yes.
Sino po, Mr. President?
Hindi ko na kung sinong kahiro doon.
Kasi may sinasabi po si Gerald Bato na tao na magdi-disperse ng pera from the Office of the President. Sino po yan, Mr. President?
Hindi ko na alam talaga kung pagka ganung police operations, actually it's an official it's not a hidden item there. Kunin mo doon sa kahira sa baba na kay police operation
Mr. President,
lahat naman yan police operation. It cannot be funded by it cannot be a police operation cannot be funded by private money. That is not allowed by law.
pero during the time that you were during one of your interview, Mr. President, I still remember that you have mentioned that yung pong pera na galing po sa donation ng inyong pong campaign funds will be utilized for the reward system. You mentioned that and I saw the video. And that's private money, Mr. President.
Yes, galing sa akin. Hindi na private money. Kasi natanggap ko yan. Nakahawak ko na the money I was holding was already when I was in the official na ako.
But in accordance with the rule of COMELEC, yung excess money po na ginagamit po natin sa kampanya must be returned back to the COMELEC, Mr. Chair, to the donors, Mr. President. Hindi, yun po sinasabi ng COMELEC, Mr. President. And yun po yung batas na atin po dapat sundin.
Tanungin kita, sinong kandidato nagsauli?
Sir President, you cannot ask question. We will be the one asking question.
That's why I said,
kasi po kami po pag nakakatanggap po, Mr. President, I still have the floor. Mr. President, kasi po ako pag nakakatanggap, kakaunti lang po yung nabibigay sa ating donation. So kulang na kulang pa po. And we believe that you have mentioned that excess money was utilized for the reward system. Is this true, Mr. President?
Public interest, to protect public interest.
Kaya nga po, Mr. President,
yes.
Na-utilize po yun. Yung sa...
Yes, correct.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, binanggit po natin, isa sa mga pronouncement din po ninyo, that in no matter, sabi niyo po, that you won't apologize to the thousands of people who died and who died and families who suffered because it is your belief that it's worth killing drug addicts and pushers. Dahil nga sa sinabi nyo rin yung don't destroy my country because I will kill you. Nabanggit niyo po ito, Mr. President. And would you also agree with me, Mr. President, that there are so many forms and ways how to destroy a country?
Again, sir?
There's a lot of ways to destroy our country. Is it correct? There's a lot of ways, Mr. President. Maraming paraan para wasakin po ang ating bansa.
Of course.
Diba? Hindi lamang po ang pagsugpo sa illegal drugs. As a matter of fact, Mr. President.
Rebellion.
Yes, correct. Yung pong tinatawag po nating economic saboteurs. Yung pong mga sumisira ng ating kalikasan. Yung mga nagpapasok ng mga illegal, yung mga smuggling sa ating pong mga costume. Yung pong mga droga na pinapasok, yung mga illegal na bigas, yung pong mga asukal at iba pa. And at the same time, Mr. Chairman, yung corruption also. And at the same time, Mr. Chairman, ito po tinatawag nating conniving with the different enemies. These are forms and elements in destroying our country. Mr. President, your pronouncement that don't destroy my country because I will kill you. Does this pertains to all of these elements, Mr.
Hindi naman. Sir, I was really particularly worried because yung droga kasi ang target yung mga bata. Hindi tayo. Ang droga na distribute dyan sa mga high school, dyan sa mga ano, kung ang next generation ng Pilipino puro bangag at marami nakikita mo dito mga opisyal natin sa gobyerno nakikita mo mga bangag alam mo na kung sino ang bangag tinatawag nila kaya ako sir I'm just being I was being a father of the city but talagang galit ako sa kriminal.
Yes. And would you
naggalit ako sa kriminal.
And would you agree with me, Mr. President, that doon po sa inyong war on drugs, yung mga reported, majority of those that were reported killed on war on drugs, were not really all drug addicts and pushers. Would you agree with me?
Well, because some of those who are really
collateral
in trafficking are not marunong Those in trafficking sa drugs may utak yun. Yun sila ang nag-traffic ng drugs. And they avoid taking drugs because alam nila na kung malulong sila sa droga, hindi na nila magamit yung utak nila. Kaya yung sinabi nila na hindi lahat drogista, tama yun.
Pero ito po yung mga collateral damage. Sabi nga po, shit happens di ba? Sabi ni Gerald Bato. So, if ever that meron pong collateral damage, meron pong mga shit happens, will you consider this as a failure of the war on drugs?
Hindi, sir. I would say that it was a maybe unnecessary death, but a collateral damage is recognized, if not, hindi naman sinasadya Kaya yung in one drug den doon sa Davao City, 4 na Chinese, pinatay ko talaga. Ang problema, may tinamaan na 2 yung nagluluto. Pero yung 4 na in-check na talagang pinatay ko. Sinadya ko talang patmatayin.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, is that a
admission? Yes.
Admission that you killed them? Lumaban po sila? Or pinatay nyo silang walang laban?
Sinabi ko sa kanila,
Mr. President, pinatay nyo po ba siya ng walang laban or lumalaban po sila?
Hindi, lumalaban. Kasi pag raid, siyempre, agawan ng kung anong mapupulot nila, lumalaban, pero I would say that hindi naman lahat malaban na mayroong tit for tat. Meaning to say, kung may M16 yung police, may M16 sila. That would be an impossible.
senaryo. Pero kung lumaban, pasensya tayo. Ako sinabi ko, no mayor ako, do not do it. Do not do it because I will kill you. O yung naabutan ko doon, kagaya ng 4 na inchik, talagang pinatay ko.
4 po ba yun or 6, Mr. President? 4 po ba yun or 6? Kasi a while ago you were saying 6 po.
4 lang.
4 lang po. So, pwede po na malaman kung sino po yung mga 4 na po yun? Ano pong pangalan po nila?
Alam mo, sir, ang lolo ko Chinese. Baka nga yung isa siguro pinsan ko pa yung... Hindi ko alam, sir. Hindi ko talaga tinanong.
Natawa naman ako doon, Mr. President.
Dito, ko, ang lolo ko Chinese eh. Lam ang lolo ko.
On another topic, Mr. President, si Garma po ay nagkaroon po siya ng affidavit at sinabi po niya na meron pong double model na 3 levels of payments. Meron po siya sinasabi sa affidavit niya eh. Ang sabi niya, yung first suspect is killed. Ang binabayad daw po ay 20,000 to 1 million. At sa second level naman po, ang sinasabi niya yung co-plan, yung pong plan na pinapan po yung planned operation. At yung third daw po ay yung pong refund ng operational expenses. Ito po ba sinasabi ni Colonel Garma na pag binabayad doon sa mga namamatay na 20,000 to 1 million, which by the way corroborated by the testimony of Tata and Andy, is true?
Correct.
So ito po yung namamatay, binabayad po 20,000 to 1 million.
Hindi yan, sir. Ganito yan.
Hindi, yung po ang tanong ko, Mr. President.
Hindi, ganito nga.
Sige po.
Ito na yung answer ko eh.
Sige po.
Yung may police operation, alam ng police lahat yan, pinupunduhan ko yan. O ito, for a particular price. Magsabi ang police officer o lead officer, sir, may sobra, hindi na ubos yun. Hindi na yan. For the boy.
Na sinabi nyo, patay o buhay? Patay, better. Buhay, okay lang.
Correct.
Yes, so ibig po sabihin ay mas okay sa inyo kapag patay.
Mas maganda kung patay, sir.
And that's the reason why we are trying to encourage our citizens to kill all those addicts.
No, not addicts. To kill the criminals. Not addicts, because addicts are victims of the criminals running the drug syndicates.
Mr.
Yan, sir.
Mr. President, kasi there is a report na nagsalita po kayo noong July 1, 2016 that was covered by The Guardian. At sinabi niyo po dito, if you know of any addicts, go ahead and kill them yourself, as getting their parents to do it would be too painful.
I am talking of the drug manufacturers and drug dealers. That is a...
So mali po
I
to.
don't know who wrote it. I am not bound by it. Huwag mong ano yan, sir. Hindi ko trabaho yan. Get it from my mouth. Because I was the...
Ano po to, Mr. President? Live, ano po to, interview po? Ano po to,
Talagang
video?
sinabi ko, pero hindi tama yan.
Nasa video po, Mr. President.
Sinabi hindi addict, sabi ko drug dealers and drug pusher. Bakit mo patayin yung addict? Dali mo sa ospital. It's common sense.
Ang polisiya po ng ating pong gobyerno, ng gobyerno nyo, yung pong neutralization, illegal drug personalities nationwide, kailangan po siyang ma-neutralize. And as a matter of fact, ito po ay issued ng Memorandum Circular number 16/2016. And according to General Magamboa, when I heard it in the Senate, sabi niya confidential po to. At nakakaalam lamang po ay yung mga commander. As a matter of fact, yung po sinabi niyo, commander, yung mga chief of PNP ng DDS. Bakit po siya naging confidential, Mr. President?
Again, sir, what's your question?
Bakit po kaya naging confidential yung pong utos na negation and neutralization of all those personalities sa illegal drugs?
Standard yan, sir. That is standard. Hindi naman minano ng pulisya. There is a directive.
it is confidential, and if there is a list, it cannot be made public, not even shown to anybody, pati sa yung mga
Kasi Mr. President, kung negation and yung transition, alam naman po natin, according nga kay Chairman Abante during our discussion, na ang minimum